Hello and welcome to my Power BI Best Report Contest presentation. Working with Power BI should be fun, and what's more fun than working with some computer game data? My report showcases how to use Power BI for presenting game data from the computer game Heroes of the Storm. I have taken 100 games played by me and my friends and analyzed how we did and see if I can learn something to improve my game. On this first screen in my report, I just highlight the number of games, how many times people died in those games, and how many games were played on the various maps of the game. I also highlight at what time into the games people died and how many times they died down here. One of the nice features of Power BI is that we can actually select a map here and get the rest of the data on the report filtered. So as I select the Battle of Eternity map here that was played 14 times, as I can see here, but also updated over here, I can see that a total of 512 deaths were calculated on those within those 14 games. And if I look down here, I can see that in the beginning of the game, people dies, and then it peaks at around 15 minutes into the games, and then eventually dies out, as most games are not longer than 20 minutes. That's not all. I can also look into more detailed statistics. Like here, where I look into, okay, where did people die on a specific map with this custom visualization. If I'm interested, I can also see, okay, where did specific characters die? For instance, the character Diablo seems to die a lot in this area and in this area. I also have selected what talent tier people were in the game when they died. So I can select that from down here and see the late game where people are at talent tier 7 and 6. When do people die then? Also, I can see in the beginning of the game, okay, where did people die then? If I select the first few talent tiers, and it happens to be somewhere else on the map. To get even more details, I can go to the next slide here and see, okay, how many times do people die on the winning team versus how often do they die on the losing team? As we can see, there is some sort of correlation between dying a lot and losing a lot. I can also drill into the specific maps again here and see, are there anything is there some differences depending on what map we're playing? I see some maps is favoring dying more than others. I have a few more tabs here that shows specific characters and how they are played by different players. The top map here shows that the characters, the game has a lot of different characters you can choose from, and the players down here that played these characters. So we can see here that the character Nova was played by these different characters and was one of the most played characters in these samples. I can also look down here and see, okay, how many games did specific players play and what characters did they play. So we can see this is me, I played a lot of games, and this is my friend and he plays other characters. Another nice feature of Power BI is that can turn on, drill down and look into, okay, I played these characters a lot. How did I play them on the different maps? So I can see, okay, on some maps I play some characters, on other maps I play another set of characters. I can also just go one step deeper here and see. There's nothing. It came there. And see a filter of map and what characters was played on the different maps. I have another slide here where I show the different characters and how likely they are to win. This is just how likely they are to win across all maps. But again, as with all reports in Power BI, I can filter into specific maps and see how does it look for map Garden of Terror, how does it look for Infernal Shines, and see, okay, maybe there's some characters that I shouldn't pick because they're less likely to win on specific maps. Bear in mind that I don't have a lot of data to sample from here, so might not be completely accurate. The last slide I want to show is another interesting thing about how experienced players does against lesser experienced players. Down here on the x-axis, we have the character level by the player, which is basically a number for how many times did they play a specific characters. And the two graphs here highlight winning and losing by a specific character level. So if you have a character level at specific character at level 20, which is the max, you play that character a lot. But as you can see, there's not really against other level 20 characters, you just doesn't make you any better, basically. Whereas at some other levels, there's more differences. And that's it for my presentation. This just shows you some of the fun you can have with Power BI, even if you're not using it for business data. It can also be fun to just analyze gameplay data, even if it's just for yourself, and get better at whatever game you're playing. Thanks for watching.